Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Andi Mustika, class English Education A 2019, and I'm from Group 3. Now I will presentation about subject of research within physical linguistic or pioneers of physical linguistic atau pelopor-pelopor yang ada pada physical linguistic. The first I will explain about introduction physical linguistic. So physical linguistic does not separate sense from other sense because the acquisition and use of human language involve many other branches of sense. Physical linguistic no longer consists of physical and linguistic, but also covers other sciences in neurology, philosophy, primatology, and genetics. And physical linguistic studies for main topic, namely A. Comprehend the mental process the human go through to grasp and understand what others people mean. B. Production the mental process in us that allows us to speak as we say. C. The biological and neurological basic enables human to speak. D. Acquisition of language. How children acquire the language. And next slide. Definition. Definition physical-linguistic is the scientific discipline that aims to understand all aspects of the use of human language, including how language is acquired, how language is produced, and how language is comprehended. And language is the scientific study of language. Noam Chomsky, a pioneer in the field of physical linguistics, used the term language conventions to refer to the knowledge of language, and then the language performance to refer to the use of language. Okay, the next slide, physiology pioneers. Jadi di sini kita akan membahas tentang pelopor-pelopor dalam psikologi. The first, Alfred Adler. A highly influential figure, Alfred Adler is rightly heralded as the first community physiologist, decades ahead of its time and wrote in social welfare, social justice, equality, and the importance of education. Altering physiology, also known as individual physiology, style resonates as strongly as when Adler began to articulate his ideas in the early part of the 20th century. Next, Sigmund Freud. Of the most revered and reflected thinkers of the 20th century, Sigmund Freud developed psychoanalysis as a method of exploring the unconscious mind. Next, William James. William James was one of the most eminent figures in the history of physiology. James is best known for his highly influential work, The Participle or Physiologist, first published in 1890 and widely regarded as the most important English language physiology book ever. Next, Cramchun. Increasingly deceptive with the central ideas of his old friend and mentor Sigmund Freud, Carl Jung broke away to establish analytical psychology, a school of inquiry designed to explore the different reference of the human mind. And next, Kurt Lewin. are probably influential figures within the field of social physiology. Kung Lewin was instrumental in demonstrating that experiment of growth could be conductive under precisely controlled conditions, and doing so pioneers the scientific study of group dynamic. Next, Carl Rogers. Carl Rogers, of the most eminent physiologists of the 20th century, Carl Rogers was probably influential in the humanistic movement towards person-centered theory and no-direction psychotherapy. Arfleif read Client-Centered Therapy 1951 on became and person 1961 and a way of being 1990. 1980, rank among his most important published work. And next, B.F. Skinner. Of the most eminent figures in the history of physiology, Boris Frederick, or B.F. Skinner advocacy of radical behaviorism and the experimental analysis of behavior were powerfully influential within his groundbreaking body of work, Behavioristic of Organisms, 1938, and Verbal Behavior, 1957, are widely considered major contributions to human thought. I think enough. This is my reference about material, and thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.